Hope Channel, changing lives.
Hi, welcome back. Good evening once again. And the program is Wounds of the Heart. I thank God for life and I thank God for you. I thank God for everyone who has been so wonderful watching us from day one till today. It's been a pleasure that all the time you sit behind your set on your phone and watching this program every Wednesday. Thank you so much, and I say may God bless you. Tonight, this evening, we are going to discuss a wonderful topic, which it's a little bit passionate and emotional, because it is something that we need to learn how to do it so that people who are the victims will feel loved and welcomed. Slick Afrik, thank you so much for the fabric. As usual, he makes me look sleek, you know. If you want Slick Afrik, the number is 0559 0557 355 852 0557 355 852. You go online, Facebook Slick Afrik, Instagram Slick Afrik, and just select any fabric and call this line, and I'm telling you, they will just deliver it right at your doorstep. There's no need for you to hustle and then go do one or two, but they will bring it to you at your doorstep. And this guy who always put me on that flyer and my guests on the flyer and everything about the program on the flyer, Alpha Art, God bless you. He has been so much of a help to this program. God bless you, Alpha Art. Instagram, Alpha Art underscore graphics, Facebook, Alpha Art. If you want this gentleman to design your flyer, your program for you, the number to call is 0551 404 387. 0551 404 387, and Alpha Art will just design the type of flyer you want, and he will give it to you. And he doesn't take long in bringing out the best design that you want. So Alpha Art, if you need an artisan or a graphic designer, please just contact the line. And as usual, I'm still pleading with viewers and loved ones that we pray for support, sponsorship for this wonderful program, Wounds of the Heart. If in case you have somebody who you think, and an organization that you think that they are also will be also a good help to us, please don't hesitate to call 0559 535554 0559 535554, and please, we will have a deal with you so that we'll see how best we'll be able to sponsor this program. Today, this evening, my guest has started already. For the past 2 Wednesdays, she has been with me, and we started with addiction in general. We paused and we came back to how we can help addicts, how we can help addicts to stop on that aspect of life. And we came back to also learn about the stages in addiction. Right after that, we treated how we can help them stop. But today, we are here to discuss the way forward. Yes, you are probably, you might be living with an addict. Your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your niece or your nephew is an addict or addicted to any other substance or behavioral thing that you have seen, everyone knows. How are we going to cope with it? How are we going to live with them? How are we going to help them feel welcome? And how are we going to help them also overcome that addiction that they are in? So this evening, my guest has said it. Justina, good evening and welcome.
Good evening, Papa Sofo.
And God bless you for you being with me throughout these 3 weeks. It hasn't been easy. I said God bless you, and whatever you are still designed from God. God should, because of this program, God should bless you with that. For the mere fact of viewers, those who are watching, if you want to comment, if you want to contribute to this program, we are live on Facebook, Hope TVGH. You can share on your page so that a friend somewhere will also learn this, because in as much as we want to heal the heart, wounds of the heart, we need to help you so that you'll be able to heal or help somebody heal any wound that has been caused by emotional whatever to the heart. And we are also live on YouTube, Hope TVGH. Please subscribe to our channel, like, press on that notification button. Please share for viewers or your friends also to hook onto it, so that at least we can get more subscribers for everything that we want to do to be successful. As I said, she's settled. We have gone to her, and my Justina, we are still dealing with addiction. Yeah. But for our viewers, those of us who probably for the first time are watching us, and I want to tell you that our WhatsApp line is still active, 0559 680066. 0559 680066. You can send your questions, your comment, your contribution, and I'll read them for you. Just now, we started with addiction. We knew what addiction and the stages in addiction. But before we talk about how we'll be able to cope or live with an addict in our family or whoever, can you briefly tell us what addiction and its negative effects, so that at least it will open up for us to also ask the next question. Okay,
thank you so much.
Welcome.
In simple language, I would say addiction is the repeated involvement of a person in a particular substance or a behavior that results in negative effects on that person's life. I'm trying to say that that's repeated involvement of that use of a drug or behavior or activity prevents the person from functioning normally in daily living. However, the person takes gratification from that action or that product as well. So you are enjoying something that is destroying you. And now you live with it. It has become part of you. It is so because most of the things we are addicted to changes how the brain works. You see, it changes how the brain works. You know, the brain works by way of the rewarding system. So you are thirsty, you take water, and you are fine. That is how the brain is trained. So once you are thirsty, you feel for water and not any other thing. So when you replace the water with something over time, that is what the brain will yearn for. And these things give you some gratification within a short time, and then it affects your daily living, your daily functioning. One interesting thing is one person gets addicted, but it affects a whole society, a whole family, and a whole neighborhood. That is why it should be our concern. Whatever behavior is, let's take robbery cases. Even if nobody attacks you and attacks your neighbor, you live in fear. So indirectly, you are suffering from that behavior. So why wouldn't you help to keep or try to reduce such behaviors? And then it's a step by step, it's a training. 1 time, 2, 3, then we are gradually developing a habit. Then we become dependent. Then addiction sets in. So basically, that's what I would say.
Very good.
And then it affects everybody.
It affects everybody. So
whether you like it or not, one person in your neighborhood becomes addicted to something, and you will suffer directly or indirectly from that addiction. Assuming the person is using alcohol, then comes back home drunk and is shouting. Believe you me, you can't sleep because somebody is making noise. Meanwhile, the person is living in his or her home. So what then do you do? But if you help to prevent these things, then we all go to bed and sleep because nobody will come and make noise. Or if a particular behavior a person is addicted to in your environment, it affects you, just as the example I've given. So that is how addiction works. And it is not, some people are prone. You know, it is caused by genetic factors, spiritual factors, and then psychological factors, and then even biological diseases, and then certain situation, life situation, you know, our environment today is a bit stressful, and most people cannot cope. So they result in short-term help. So these are some of the ways people get addicted. So don't say that I took it with a person and I'm not addicted. Why is that? Because you are you. You are unique biologically. And the genes that make up of you isn't the same thing. Even twins, it changes. So you can take, or you can look like your great-grandfather or 100 times down your mother's line or your father's line. So assuming you are siblings and somebody is addicted and you say that we are all from one parent and why are you addicted? Note that 100 times that your sibling could take your forefathers. Maybe you took after your immediate grandfather, but the gene went back to that, and it is scientific. So those things make people prone to some of these things, and then environment, and then socialization.
Okay. So from what you just told us, if I'm an addict, it affects the whole family.
Yeah.
Every family member probably will be happy when their sibling, their son, daughter is recovered, or has quit addiction. But it's the case where no matter what and how far they've gone to, this son, this daughter, this nephew, this niece, this cousin is still in addiction. Then that comes to my main question. How can we live with these people as part of the family?
All right. Thank you for the question. The issue is just as the way we develop addiction, or it comes by, so it is when you want to break it. It does not take a day. An alcoholic doesn't take a glass and become addicted. It started from a thought, 2 thoughts, then bottles, and then mixture, and all those stuff. So it's the same when you want to break it. So it's step by step. It takes one day. The other day I was talking about wrapping up.
The wrapping up,
So the wrapping up, if you're taking 10 shots of something, or daily doing of an activity, then you have to make it, you take one day off, or you take 2 days, every other 2 days, then you do it. So the person can also function or live. Because once you take everything at a go, you are not helping. The person will go back because the brain has changed to accept those things. So it will take time for the brain to accept the change, or the brain to come back to normal. That is why you, the family, or those around the person must also learn. So I'm coming back to your question. Learn how you will live with that person, because that person needs you to recover. For the person to really withdraw from drugs or whatever activity the person is addicted to, the person needs every family member, community, the church on board. Even though they went in, it's not a matter of choice. There are situations. And then we have different coping mechanisms. So you were able to go through, doesn't mean everybody will go through it. And that is what has landed them. If they have the alternative, I don't think they will get to that. So we don't judge them, but rather help them. Coming closer will help them. So I'll start answering this question by saying that my first point is education.
Education. Before education, viewers, if you are living with an addict, I want you to share with us your experience. How is it like? How annoying sometimes it could be. How is the situation like? So you can share with us if you have been living with somebody in your house, or you know someone who is an addict, that you can also share the experiences about how closer you are with the person, how their behavior is when you are together. You can share with us so that at least it will also inform our discussion this evening. So please, if you can do us that, Hannah, you can send us your comment via our WhatsApp platform 0559680066, or on Facebook page and Hope TVGH, and we'll have time to read so that at least it will help our discussion this evening. Education, continue.
Yeah, so talking about education in that, when you notice a family member, a child, a friend is addicted, it's not time for rejection, but it's time for learning.
So when you notice it's not time for rejection,
it's time for learning. You, the one around, not necessarily the addict. You, the family, everybody around have to learn about addiction, particularly that activity or substance the person is addicted to. And mostly addicts abuse whatever they are using. So you have to learn and know more about it, how it works, how it affects our personal life and all those things. So when the person is putting up certain behavior, it even helps you to note when the person is in that state. So an example is alcohol. Alcohol is very common, that's why I'm using it. So you notice that a person is drunk. These days they have other stuff that will prevent the smell of alcohol. So the person takes that kind of drink, or even the local whatever, then sprays the mouth with those things to neutralize it, and the person comes. When you learn about it, you don't need to smell before you know the person is there. And then when they are going, you know how they behave, especially when they are in the craving stage where they crave for the particular thing. You know how they behave and you find ways of helping them. But if you don't know and you start shouting, you give them the room to go and do what you don't want them to do. That's why you have to learn more about addiction and then that particular stuff.
The first point we got to do is to be educated and to learn more about the substance. This is the stage where they have accepted the fact that they are addict, or the whole family have seen that no matter how lies they will give us, we know that they are addicted to that drug or that behavioral. Okay. So number one is education. Last week I told you to pick a jotter somewhere to be jotting certain things down. Today too is another thing. We are giving you the antidote. We are giving you the prescription. Let's go through so that we be able to help our loved one who is addicted to something else, that we can also live together peacefully, so that there wouldn't be any problem. So number one is education. Now we have learned about the substance they're using. We have learned about the behavioral change, the effect, its psychological effect, its health effect, its behavior. Okay.
So it even helps you to know where to seek help.
Okay.
So if it is alcoholism, do you go to the hospital? Those who have been going to church, if they know, I'm sure they'll know what to do. So today I'm telling them to read more about those stuff so that they know the appropriate persons to contact. And then
this what you just said, I wouldn't let you go to the next point yet. You said those who go to the church or whatever, they should, when they study, to know. But you see, there are people who spiritualize everything. In as much as we have known that it is addiction, alcoholism, we know. But yet they will take the person to the church for the pastor to pray and probably anoint the person to stop drinking alcohol. We know about it. We know about it. But at what point in time should they, as you said, the number one is education, at what point in time that we should take our family member to an osofo or to clinical psychologist or whoever?
Okay, that is back to the education.
Okay, that's
if you are educated, you get to know what is it, why is it so. So you know that you need a combined or a holistic treatment plan or support plan. So you don't resort it to only Papa or Sofo. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I don't think that's the first point of call. So you can go to a hospital. That is, if you've read more about it, then you know I have to go to the hospital. From the hospital, I need where there are medications they will give you. Then you support the person to take the medication. Even meal, what we eat at that time is very important. So what kind of food can we give to addicts? Because most of them don't eat well. They prefer that particular thing, the drug or the activity, than to eat. So how would they be healthy? So sometimes it's not even that thing they are addicted to that is killing them, but the way they do. Look at somebody who wake up in the morning, the first thing to take is alcohol, because it helps the person to work. And you work without food. At most you'll buy one this can drinks and energy drinks, those things. And what is in that drink that he will get? Okay, so if you're educated, you know how to even support them to eat rightly. Then you know, after seeing a doctor, if you're fortunate, a doctor will refer you to a psychologist or a psychiatrist, depending on your situation. If not, you know you need to seek psychological support. So even if a doctor doesn't recommend, you ask questions. You ask the right questions, and you'll be directed. You understand? So whilst you are doing all these things, you pray.
Okay,
but
so
you don't,
just as malaria, so we still go to buy,
that is it.
But yet we attach prayer to that.
That is how it is. It's not different from any other sickness.
Okay. So now when you're educated about addiction, the effects, the ups and downs, the do's and don'ts, definitely wherever you get your education from, you will know that it's psychological. So the first point of contact is to see a clinical psychologist or a counselor,
or even a medical doctor. Who will help you reach out,
connect you to. All right. So number one is education. All right.
Yeah. Then the second one is you connect to peers who understand you or understanding peers. That is the family in this situation must connect to people who understand them. You see, in our setting, just like you said, we associate almost everything to spiritualism or spirituality. Then blame game comes in, accusation comes in. So your child is abusing a particular thing and the parents will be blamed. I keep saying that in most cases, the father's name comes first. So be concerned, because at the end of the day, that child's name has become a sin and yours has become the first name. So that alone should help you to be concerned. So you don't stay with people who accuse you. People who would blame you, because some will even say that this man is like this and the child is like that. As if there's a yardstick measuring, so if you are rich, your children shouldn't go through certain health situation. But is that the case? It is not. It is not. So you stay with people who understand that, okay, it has happened, so the way forward, how can I help you? But not people who point wrong fingers at you, criticize you, and all blame you. Because the more they do that, the more stressful life becomes to you, the family and the parents and everybody. And you go back and pour that anger and then stress on the addict, which doesn't help. So the first thing is, you ask yourself, this is the situation. How best do I go about it? So you start pulling away from those people who accuse. Even if it's a church group, you have to drop, or you expel yourself or get away from a particular congregation. Do it just for the sake of that loved one that you want to be healthy. Because we go for group activities and people, you become the topic of the day. If you are not strong, you cannot take it. So you just stay home and take care of that child than to listen to people in Western destroy your home. Because home is sweet home. There's none like home. So always think about those things. So the first thing is education, and then you connect. Or you even join support groups.
This is the person who is addicted?
No. Their family members.
Exactly. So the family member, now my child is addicted to smoking.
So,
so how do I connect with somebody? How do I do the connection so that
is the education will help you know where to find some of these, especially when you seek the right support. They will direct you, they will help you get to know some of the things that you do, connect you. When you see a psychologist, after taking you through therapy, they will connect you to other groups who can help you. So you see that it's linked together. But if you stay home, or even when you connect to the understanding peers, a friend you talk to, you see, always open up. Don't keep everything in, because there's help amounts. In 21st century, you can get anything. So open up. You speak to 5 people, at least you have 2 sensible ones who will understand your situation. If they can't help, they will connect you to some. Oh, I know this person can be of help. You go to the person, oh, I can do it to this date, but this person can do it better. Then, though you have to, you will go through stressful situations to get what you want. Just like they say, oh, you know, so you was saying for somebody to know this, you are struggling, or you have something at stake that you want to, and it's by talking, connecting to people. So be choosy, but don't be too selective. As in, you look at how somebody is dressed, and you know probably that person will be the best to help you. So this is what family members and then society, not necessarily biological family, church members, community leaders, when you note that these things are happening, sometimes you approach the parent or the nearest person, and then Jojo, tell the person that there's help, you can link them. Let's not make it look so individual. It doesn't help, because they come back to us.
Okay. So number 1 is to educate, or be educated. Number 2 is to connect to
understanding peers.
Understanding peers. Those who understand your
situation.
So, for instance, if you're going to visit somebody whose child is dead, and you have never experienced a dead child before, the words will be different from somebody who has also experienced it before, to let the person understand.
So we usually say, oh, but if you've experienced it before, you join the person and cry together.
Exactly. So you connect with understanding peers. We are learning, though. I told you, put down something. We are learning. Number 1 is to be educated. Number 2 is to connect with peers, understanding peers. So now your child, I had this man who was complaining, the son, I said, no, don't think about what people will say about your son.
Interestingly, those people we assume they are watching us and what would they say, they are not even thinking of us. They are minding their business. But we've programmed our mind because we talk. If I'm permitted to say, sometimes we talk by heart. We just say things without thinking of its effect on those we are saying it to them. So it makes us think, let people laugh at you today, then get better tomorrow.
Exactly. That is a good point.
I keep saying that if you can go to a hospital, a pastor, and stripe naked just because you want prayers or you want health check, it's the same with the mind. Go naked with the mind and be healthy. So if I should hear that, excuse me to say, you addicted, your child is addicted to something, and because of your social status, you won't say, and the thing is sitting in your house, eating you down.
Die.
You are not helping yourself. Unfortunately, there are other people around who look up to you, who will also learn, because your child did this or your husband did this and it's okay, so they will learn. But when you start taking actions, they will know that, oh, it's happening this way, but that is not how it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
So let's not keep those things.
All right, so before your third point, I have a question on, he said, how can we, from Josephine Yeboah, she says, how can we deal with addicts who emotionally blackmail because of their vulnerability?
That is where you have to set rules.
To the one who is addicted.
But you are helping, so you are not rejecting the person because the person is addicted to something. But let him know that if you do this, I will do that, and go by it.
Okay.
Because they are easily blackmailing. They will if you don't do this, I'll go back to it. Okay. Go back to it. You so understand? You,
the family member or you, the person, should be strict on that. Yes,
you see, the strict shouldn't be that strict that is hurting.
It will put them off. But,
but let them know that once you've broken the rule, you face the consequences. Hey. It doesn't mean you are ignoring them.
Okay.
And you are leaving them. But I said that if you stay 2 weeks without smoking, I will take you to West Hills Mall.
Exactly, to do
it. Make sure you fulfill it. Exactly. Don't give an excuse.
Okay.
It's the same way if he's not able to meet it, you don't go anywhere.
Oh, so wait. For instance, I have a client. I'm using myself as an example. For instance, I have a client who probably I'm working on. Right, this client, as you're saying, need not to do it. We counted, we are 30 days free, no doing anything that you are addicted to. Then he or she will try get into a place, for instance, 29 days. Then he or she will start calling you, Pastor, I'm trying no. Then all of a sudden, the message you hear is that I couldn't hold on to myself. I've done it again.
So the question is, what happened before he broke the rule?
No, you know, addicts are prolific liars.
See, I always say that know the triggers. As the person should know the triggers, you the one helping. The family members, you also know the circumstances, the situation, the conditions. Tina, so you don't expose them.
Tina, you know, I know, the family members know, everyone knows the condition, everyone knows it. But Tina, you will never be with the same person for every time, okay? For instance...
That is the challenge.
Exactly.
It's if somebody is with malaria and admitted at the hospital, do we leave the person alone?
No, now the person has been discharged home. The person sleeps, you sleep. But in between the time you wake up, if he or she wouldn't take the medicine, you would never know.
You should... This is where I keep saying that it's not easy dealing with an
Exactly,
addiction.
That is the point I want us to arrive at. Yes.
It changes the patterns of life in that home. That is why you need everybody on board. So you sleep, the person sleeps, you sleep, but know that you are taking care of somebody. You, the healthy one, should note that you are taking care of somebody who is unhealthy. So if the person sleeps and you are sleeping till the person wake up before you wake up, things will go wrong.
No, Tina. Viewers, because of you, I'm asking this practical question. So, you see, Tina, no, we all fall asleep at any point in time. I'm watching you. You are sick, so I need to take care of you, and I dozed off.
Okay.
I dozed off. Probably the person masturbate. He or she dash into the washroom to. Because you know the connection between the two, you wouldn't think that they would do that because nothing shows any trigger, nothing shows any sign. Then all of a sudden she entered to the washroom. You open your eyes, oh, she just came from the washroom. She wouldn't tell you something that happened. A day or two, guilty conscience will bring it up. I've done it. In as much as I'm coming back to the point that because they want to blackmail us with what, then if I promise that 30 days, if you're able to stay off 30 days, I'll do this, I'll do that. Then you couldn't stay 30 days. I need to let you know that because you couldn't stay that 30 days.
You're starting all over.
Exactly. So we start from day one. But when you get to 30 days, what I have for you, the family member,
shouldn't give any excuse.
But
you should expect that this will be back and forth.
No,
like
that
is how it's going to be for some time. That is why today we are telling you that you should be educated to understand these things.
Okay.
So I know it will be back and forth. They can fall anytime. And you yourself don't give up. Let alone giving up on the person.
But in as much as they can fall anytime, please, if you're an addict, and we are saying you can fall anytime, please don't use the word we are saying that you can fall anytime so that you will be falling anytime. Because we are also human, okay? And we are helping you out.
Make an effort.
Make that effort. I know that it's difficult. We know that it's difficult when the cravings are set and that withdrawal, it is difficult. But we know there are relapses. We know. But it shouldn't be a continuous relapses. Every 3-4 days, maybe I couldn't. No, that excuses.
So also for this will make me jump into the point of one of the things that you need is exercise.
Exercise.
So the family bond together and exercise. In the, you see, when you are exercising, it's another way of coping.
It's
so
true.
everybody is exercising, including the addict. So assuming you are on the field running or something, and you want to wee-wee, you see, the urge of masturbation wouldn't be so, even if you have the thought, because others are waiting for you and you are already on heat, you wouldn't. You see, those things thrive on certain environments. So you find exercises to replace. So the craving, the exercises slows down the craving point or the feeling. So it's very important that you get a person exercise, can walk whilst you talk, play with children and all those stuff. It's very important. Anything exercise physically gets you tired and busy. So assuming you are so tired, you bath and you fall and off you go. You have in mind you would do it in the night because nobody will see you, but you've slept and it's 4 a.m.
Tina, I know somebody who, when he's tired, he or she can't sleep.
Okay, yeah.
He or she needs to masturbate before she sleeps.
No.
That is what that is his addiction. That's how she has programmed, or he has programmed the mind. So with such a person, exercising to get even stressed out, I'm doing harm.
There are other things
beautiful,
they can do.
Beautiful. So you see, coping with or living with addict, it is not. I'll come back to you. Right? Wait, let me read some messages from here. Then it said from Elder Dr. JB Fojo of Penkwasi Sunyani, watching you from Sunyani, and nice getting you back another Wednesday afternoon to educate us again. Elder, thank you so much also for your normal contribution and your watching this program every Wednesday. God bless you. I told you that one day we need to hook up to know who you really are, so that at least I will appreciate what you do. And from St. Josephine here, where I said, what is the church's contribution in dealing with addict, since addiction has some spiritual connotation? That's it.
Yeah, it depends on your faith, which I don't rule it out.
Earlier we established that point. That was the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
That addiction, spiritualizing addiction.
Don't overdo it. It is possible.
So no, you see that spiritual aspect here. It is when the witch will tell you that somebody will confess that we gave him that we put drum into
what is the evidence?
No, so the evidence that the person is drinking.
That is when you have, for me, from where I stand in faith, that is what you have accepted, and you are your thought.
Okay.
That is why I explained the spirituality of this thing to be dependent on what you make, the meaning you make to life. Does life have meaning? What is it for? What am I doing? What is the purpose of life for me? So if you're able to define this, and you're defining it as a deity, a life, the purpose in life is to serve a deity sitting in a particular room, then there's no spirituality here. Okay. But where you think there's the inner detachment, you have detached yourself from your innate being, then I will say, because the example I gave still remains. Your father and your mother are sitting at home. You decided to leave home, and you are walking on the street unprotected. Nobody can come home and grab you, and your parents will sit there and wait. Just like God. God wouldn't allow anything. The Bible says he will not allow things that we cannot bear to be on us. You see? So if you've left that protection, what else do you expect? Maybe I'm from Anibebobia, you are in there, you become like Atentehuru or Asawa.
So what can the church should educate us on the fact that addiction is psychological? Yes,
then support it with prayers.
But if it's not that, people think that it's somebody has been bewitched, somebody has yaton, yariana man, kind of stuff. But because addiction is a process, it starts from, it's a gradual step in life. No one will wake up to see that he's a drunkard.
Who was born as an addict?
So it takes time.
So you ask yourself, the process you went through to become an addict, is there spiritual whatever in it?
Right, so the church should educate us on that.
So it's all about education first, and accepting that things things are, like I'm saying, with psychologists, we prefer treating the biopsychosocial spiritual model.
Okay.
You see, so we are not leaving anything out. But the church have dropped all the three, and it's, you know, spiritual aspect. Yes,
breaking.
You whilst you are breaking, somebody is molding. So ask yourself that, how do I break such that it cannot be remolded? Meaning you have to add other things. The other things is the biological, that's the medical side, the psychotherapy, and all those, so that they become holistic.
Okay. Exactly. Mami, enemy kotoso. So now you jump to exercising. You jump to exercising. So aside, how best can also the family cope? In case you just joined us, we are dealing with how best we can live with friends and loved ones who are addicted to some, they are addicted to A, B, C, D, something that we all know that they are addicted to. So at the end of the day, if in case you just join us, that's what we are talking about. That's what we are discussing. If you have a loved one somewhere and you missed the earlier discussion, you can as well jump on our Facebook page, Hope TVGH, and just watch, repeat to watch it, or on our YouTube page so that you can watch us. I'm going for this quick break. When I return, she will continue from where we stopped. Don't go anywhere.
All say yea. Blessed Family Choral, our Kumasi. As you say, Jumedi from Kokra, what to the choral worship. Say Jumedi mu and our better Ura, a friend George Mensa, a Symphony Yom Ahodo, our Washisha, this summer radi near the Peje Radi. Jumedi Ebekoso on the 3rd of July 2021. Abrabo no 9 a copy Munosia, Hope TV Ghana so. Jebre Nehrekway, Abra or the and Yom Ahodo, Ebe Yankupo, and near Peja Unyanko Sonko. Blessed Family Choral touch a soul with a song. Ubetimi ahwe dwumadi e wo Facebook Blessed Family Choral. Ubetimi so ahwe wo YouTube Blessed Family Choral. Debre na meminde ya di enemy ya. Yenyina yenhia na yehwe choral worship. Yentiwa ye edwom. Yentie edwom edwom. Enhyira radidi. Hia ye.
We want to defy our family's decision and get married or elope. I need advice. What should I do?
Please, what should I do?
How do I tell her I cheated on her months ago? I need help. What should I do?
Okay, so for me, the moment I read the story, the first thing that came to mind was, wow, knowledge is indeed power. Sometimes we go through situations because we have no knowledge of how to go about them.
If you come from a home like that, you are likely to accept anything the outsider would, direct at.
The fact that you had an interesting ceremony where a priest prayed and all of that doesn't mean that magically you have turned into something else.
If he finds his way to God, a Bible-believing church, and he goes and he wants to change, nothing is
he
impossible.
Giving his properties to charity and stuff?
Oh no, why? Okay, I think this is another discussion that we will not end today, so we'll not even go into it.
Real Talk, showing this and every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
With me, I don't want to waste so much time. We are discussing how best we can live with people who are addicts in our family, in our churches, in our community, whether cousins, nieces, nephews, uncles, aunties, mothers, fathers. How can we live with them? And we started by saying that education is the key to it. Know more about addiction, its effect, psychological and emotional effect, and its even physical effect about addiction. We also went to talk about having a connected peers, those who understand addiction, so that they can also connect you to someone to help you or help your son or your daughter or your niece or your nephew overcome addiction. And also exercise. When a family we join together, not exercising, for instance, going on jogging, but we can have a family program some indoor family activities that will bring all of us together. So if your daughter, your son is an addict, definitely he wouldn't have time to be alone to do his or her addiction stuff. And the next one is what she is about to tell us.
Okay, before I continue, one thing I want you watching us to notice, it's not easy dealing with addiction and coping with them.
Okay.
So like I said earlier, back and forth like that, but you make progress.
Exactly.
And you have to celebrate when you make a progress. Oh. Even if it is a dot, celebrate. Let the person addicted know that you are interested in their well-being. It's very important. That is why I said that when you make promises, if you don't do this, I won't do that. Let your be a woman or a man of your words, and then honor. Then moving on, I'll say that you, in coping with that addict, you have to like prepare a family meal. A family meal, like then times in the 30. Though I never experienced it, but I admire it. You see a whole lot of people eating in one bowl, and it's very helpful. So you make meals, especially the favorite of the addict. Then you sit on the round table, you share. At the time you are eating, even though Prophet Custom, we normally say we don't talk whilst eating, but believe you me, if you want to make big time plans, it's when you are eating. So you get to know how the person is improving. The person, the addict, will feel a sense of belonging, that you haven't rejected the person and you bond together. It gives him or her an encouragement. So those, you close from work and you buy, something in the traffic, you get home for, please, for the sake of that addict amongst you, try to make time and eat together as a family. It's very important.
Eating together, yeah. But can't you also share words of encouragement? For instance, the person had exceeded at a point in time, like 10 days, not doing anything. The words that we share with him.
That's what I'm saying, celebrate.
Okay, celebration doesn't not mean
party or whatever. Okay. The words to let the person know that you really appreciate the effort the addict is putting in. You see, let everybody feel that he's done something spectacular. So it's not about partying necessarily, but our words and then assurance. That is why you should eat together. Whilst you're eating, I don't think people fight on the over food on the round table. It's after eating that we fight or before.
No, the normal channel. If it goes from the...
It's a game. I see those things.
So there's no fight. It even creates that bonding. Before you get you the little one. And
then sometimes you also have the opportunity to, because you are the little one, you are giving a particular, and then the seniors are also. So let's do those, keep doing those. You see, our tradition of having aunties, uncles, and those people around was not just for fun. It was for a purpose. That is how we are made, and that is how we survive. So with addiction, we should do those things more. You can pick a phone and call when you hear that he's been able to go by the time you fix. You make a call even if you are not at home. Let's celebrate the person. Let the person know that you've heard it and you are happy, so that they keep it up. So that they keep it up.
That's wonderful.
It's very important.
When does it become so annoying dealing with an addict in your family, or probably you being the counselor, and they keep on doing or repeating the same thing?
Yeah, when you don't know much about it.
But those of us who know much about, sometimes we
because you are human. You know, I always don't rule the human factor out. That is where it's normal to get angry. But how the level you take it will determine your emotional intelligence level. So if you're emotional intelligent and educated about the situation, you get angry but you don't extend your anger. So sometimes you get angry but you don't even let the addict see. So you are walking and you are talking like
But at a point in time, if you're a family member dealing with or coping with or living with this addict, at a point in time, you can't tell it to their face that you are annoyed with them, our actions and our gestures will let them know. So, but then the addict, please, when it happens like that, because the one who is caring for you is human, allow them to also relax. Don't think that you of all people, no. If you bring you say you wouldn't rule the human factor. We're also human, as I said, and as you're saying that if you are dealing with somebody and at a point in time the person you're dealing with keeps on coming with the same issue. So at the point that you the counselor or you might think, why
there are other exercises you can give to cover up. Okay. Because you feel, and then it's an alternative.
So
anyway.
Tell us, since we most probably are living with addicts. So
what I will encourage is you those living with or coping with an addict, don't raise your expectations because somebody's expectation kills. It kills, yeah. So don't raise it. However, find your own source of joy. As in, what are the things you love doing? Keep doing, or find something that makes you feel relaxed.
The one living with an addict, you the person, okay?
Yes. So when you are so stressed up, you know there's something you can do to relax. So it can be playing an instrument,
like singing, whatever that keeps you fine.
So assuming you have to go for singing practice and it's raining, get into the washroom or somewhere and sing aloud, just like you would do when you are there. Join a group somewhere that is healthy. You understand? So in the church you can join a fellowship just to take some stress away. Sometimes you can drive away. Don't use the traffic zones. Just drive in certain environments you enjoy the cruising. You can go to places like the Ebri Botanical Garden, that I'm advertising, but just to relax, take pictures. It can be yourself or nature, or get involved with animals, with children, or community voluntary service, just to take away your stress. And even sometimes you can go with the addict, just to engage the person.
Okay. So probably you can share with us if there's any other point you can share with us, because we have 5 minutes to leave the studio.
Okay. Then I'll say that go for family therapy.
How many people can afford this family therapy?
Oh, at certain stage in Ghana, we mostly do pro bono. So use the hospital. It's cheaper than.
Okay, so when
you go to the hospital and there's the hospital psychologist or counselor,
like going for the
it's cheaper than going for private practitioner. I'm not saying private practitioners are expensive, but that is the easy way to assess.
Another point, you see, the smokers, the drunk, the alcoholics, those using the substance are easier to see. All right, they are easier to see, even if they don't tell you that they have done it. You can see it. But with the behavioral aspect of addiction, the masturbation, the watching of porn, what happens if they don't tell you? There's no clear indication for you to know that they've just done it, and the person probably might be telling you, "Oh, I'm staying sober. I've been sober for 30 days," and all of a sudden, you are speaking with the person, and mistakenly or forgetfully, the person will say something, and it will bring him or her back to the fact that the soberness he said or she said about 30 days. Just why when you the one living with these people, what should be your how you need to accept those things?
You need not to judge them. Like I said, know that it's a sickness that can be treated. However, there are signs to everything. Just that we don't pay attention, especially with those, our nose and our eyes and our sense of touch all the 5 senses are working. We don't pay attention to certain things. Okay. You live with somebody, all of a sudden the person doesn't enjoy things that you used to enjoy again, and you think it's normal. You get it. Exactly. Your child goes to school, come back and putting up a behavior, you don't know him to B and you won't question. Your child prefers certain kind of movies and you don't care. Your child always stays with the gadget indoors and don't want, and you I mean, these are some of the things. At least find out what is it that the child, not necessarily going to, hey, what are you doing, like African parents have been doing. Get involved. So if the child is interested in telenovelas, the question is, why is she? Okay, let me watch with him or her to see why. So in the course of watching, you ask questions. I always say that when you're talking about sex, for instance, with the younger ones, you don't say, hey, don't watch like that. You are now drawing the child, close your eyes, and they do this and you think they close their eyes. Once it's on the screen and the child is there, let the child watch. Then ask questions and guide her. You saw this thing that they are doing. It's good when you are at a certain age, but when you are at this age, it's not good for you because of this, because of that. Because normally we tell girls that when you sleep with a man, you get what to sleep with a man. you get it. Exactly. So you sleep with a man, you get pregnant, you sleep with a man. Okay, I don't sleep with him. He uses his finger. Okay. What about that? Okay, I won't let the man use his, I will use my finger, or I will use something else. What about that one? So let's be open and then note that what our kids and the younger ones are learning today, it's marvelous. But let's help them to do with the right way, because you take a smartphone and what a 5-year-old can do with it, you will be shocked. So let's not, I will end it by saying that one thing I don't like about the church is we pretend it is not here. But the people who are in the church live in communities.
Exactly.
So it is not in the church, but it's in the community. So how are they living there?
They're the same people who come back to church.
Yes. I'm not saying they are, but let them know that these things exist where you are. So that if it's getting closer to them, they've heard it, they know what to do. But like I said, you tell a girl, don't sit on a man, don't sleep with a man. Okay, what? Maybe you're talking about lying on the same bed with the person. So I won't lie. I didn't lie on bed, or I sat on him. What about that?
All right. There's a last message you wouldn't comment. Probably we'll take it. He said, my dad is addicted to drinking alcohol. How can we help him to stop? He himself wants to stop, but he can't.
Then tell your dad you love him and you feel bad when you see him. So you want him to do something. So you want him to seek help. Go to any nearest government hospital and then ask for a psychologist or a counselor. Okay. Or you can contact us. So
Bernard, drop your contact, and we'll connect you to someone who can help that as well, because it is not fine. Tina, you have been so wonderful on my program. In fact, I don't know what to say, but I thank God for your life, and I know that we are not done yet. We are not done yet. She knows we are not done yet. You're gonna. She'll be coming. She'll be coming. She'll be coming, because probably one day I need to leave her for her to host the other program. All right, Tina, God bless you for your time. And viewers, God bless you for your time with us. In fact, without you, this program would never be a success. You have been so wonderful with us throughout day one to now. But, and also, Sleek Afraid, God bless you for all the time, the fabrics that you give. Alpha Art, God bless you for putting my face and my guest's face and information on the flyer. And the crew, God bless you. But do you know what? Today is the last day of June, right? And it's the last day of the first half of the year 2021. I want to see you the last day of the year 2021. That is 31st December. So let's stay focused in life. If you have begun a practice that you think it will lead you to places that you are not supposed to be, please quit. We have spoken about it. So please quit. If you are into it, avail yourself for you to be helped so that you can quit. Because in as much as we want to help each other, it begins with you. You telling us you want to stop will help us help you to stop. Tomorrow is a special day in my life. Tomorrow is 1st July, so it's a special day in my life. I'll pray that you pray for me and ask God's strength for me to be able to have the strength to work for Him and to host Wounds Over the Heart every Wednesday Day, because it has never been easy, but I know your prayers will help Wounds of the Heart goes a longer way Tomorrow is my birthday, so when you're praying, say one for me. I've been so wonderful with you and all my people who are supporting, and their names can't be mentioned. They don't want their names to be mentioned. God bless you, and I know that you have been dreaming for this program. Tina, once again, God bless you for your time with us, and God bless all of us. I have been your regular host, and the name is Pastor Daniel Abedu Biaba. I'm out.
Hope Channel, changing lives.
Fa Yesu Kristo ye wendi dasu.
Si abasem wey. Na fa baba. Bi ande ni daso. Awon daso ni mai. Odum tu ni jeba fu ka sembi wani jum. Na ye no kura sana ye no bi. Osi osofu obi ebisa na sorry ba se. Missy envy when need us only way. Sorry I walk on no pound na do so late. Ube wo mi yesi wo tina oba sorry ana. Mami no bu na no si osofu no se. Ah, men need us ni masi kofi mensa. Asi ada roman no titi mami pidi. To me fra mi po asi ana toma. Fuani into ni pasu. Obedu hamo wati. Shishe Yesu. Shishe Yesu. Tie. Wani dasu wani kusuma wunye ni dasu. Trona kase. Abuso ye kasi yasem. Wani dasu wani wajuma wunye ni dasu. Ajuma no to me good. Yet to me ready. Shishe Yesu. Shishe Yesu. Shishe Yesu. Oni ramo. Wani dasu wani wukuna wunye ni dasu bia. Very man Yesu bia. Die dieti atonoso. Shishe Yesu. Shishe Yesu. Shishe Yesu. Oni ramo.
Wajina wachiti se domberima. Wajina woni fati se otafedu. Fa Yesu Kristo ye wendi dasu.
Tobema
Oni ye wakuma shishe. Wajina wachiti se domberima. Wajina woni fati se otafedu. Fa Yesu Kristo ye wendi dasu. Enunti bikamfu eradiama. Bikamfu Yesu Kristo. Fa Yesu Kristo ye wendi dasu. Enunti bikamfu eradiama. Bikamfu Kristo Yesu. Fa Yesu Kristo ye wendi dasu. Fanuye. Bikamfu eradiama. Fa Yesu Kristo ye wendi.